Hi Tauruses, welcome to Josie K Tarot. I'm Josie K and this is your 2018 yearly reading for my subscribers like you. What I see is what I've been seeing already with other readings is that the overall picture has to do with a lot of inner healing, making the right choices, refusing to make and go through the same cycle so that you can find completion, contentment, and happiness. Some are going to repeat the patterns of the past, and some are going to learn and find happiness and understanding of themselves by doing things and acknowledging things more clearly than maybe what was done in the past. So in the January position, Tauruses, we have you guys listening to Spirit. So hopefully you'll go into the new year praying. For some of you, for great love, or just praying that a new change in your life is going to make things better. Why do I say that? Because we've got sweeping away of the guilt and shame of the past with the broom and the coffin. Something happening that will bring some of you, not all of you, into some sort of very major spiritual transformation so that you can decide that whatever it was you were anchored to for a period of time, a way of being, a way of thinking, a habit, that the book is here to tell you that it's time to end that chapter and to start planning a new chapter in your future. A different way of acting, of reacting, of living in your path. In February, we have healing family issues. So your love life will benefit as you heal and forgive maybe your parents, maybe someone else. And this is what's going to help for you to confidently build on a solid foundation and to make the achievements in life you've been hoping to make all along. Something's held you back, and now you've got the Emperor or the Temperance Angel there to help you to heal and to contemplate new directions. And the new directions in your thoughts in February for some of you are going to be, you know what? I healed, I forgave, and now I want to enjoy into my path a beautiful, successful, happily ever after. So in March of 2018, we have disruption. We have someone not being able to let go of somebody. Maybe in March there's a breakup and Spirit saying, but it's time to clear these old energies. It could even be that, okay, I feel like I'm going to relapse. I'm going to act a certain way. I'm going to go back to a way that I was before in March, and Spirit is providing you with the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. So this is receiving messages maybe from an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, because this is general, and the Page of Wands could represent a fire sign, Sagittarius or Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Something may be disruptive when it comes to a family connection and messages are being received from these people, mom, dad, whoever, and this inner disruption is a time to release it in March, to really work on letting it go spiritually from your path. Now, in April, we have staying optimistic. Why? Because the fear of deception and envy, of people saying they're going to do one thing and then turning around and doing something different. You guys will be in a period of optimistic thinking. I think because you're focusing back on the healing and what it is you truly want. If not, remember that through this year. Look at what you truly want. Both cards have a home, a family, and a rainbow, okay? For some people, maybe there are 2 children and 2 adults in the situation, or there's a mom, dad, and you. Let's see, stay optimistic about your love life. We got deceptive, so we think that people are deceptive. We're trying to figure out through maybe a third-party connection, a group of people who are coming together with the High Priestess energies. You're trying to listen to Spirit and make sure that everyone you connect with is being truthful and honest to you in April. Now May, we've got heart-to-heart conversations. So some of you may be having discussions with someone in May, trying to get to the truth of a situation. And your heart fills up. It shines in May. Why? Because some of you find a brand new direction in career and finances or creativity that really fulfills you, and you can now lay down an old path that you are basically done with. You've come far enough with it, it needs to be laid down, and new things need to be planted in May, right in the beginning of spring, or in spring, sorry. So in June, get to know someone, but take your time. You will triumph, but you need to slowly deepen your bond, because it could end up being a friendship connection with someone from your past, someone who has children. And because there are fears of failure, fears of things maybe crashing down, it's right underneath your rainbow. As long as you have completely forgiven and are not going to repeat 2017, by June, you'll know if you can triumph in the situation. Now, in July, there's a romance of a lifetime in the fulfillment of wishes. Why? Because you decided to leave something unfulfilling in the past and to move into a new direction. You may want to move quickly. Be careful, because sometimes passionate connections are also a form, something we can become addicted to. Now, in August, we've got the sacred chakra, wanting something, wanting to make a strong romantic gesture, but Spirit's trying to say in August, don't put too much energy into it. Make sure you're always receiving fairness, equality, and balance from someone else. Use the energies of the Queen of Wands to clearly speak your truth, but you don't have to overly invest if it's too much. In August, take your time and speak fairly and justly. Some of you may be connecting in August with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, and you want them badly and you want to make the gesture, but don't make them or allow them to become your whole entire focus. Okay, so in September, we've got finding balance, amen to that, and playfulness. So you're deciding in September, hopefully because you received these messages ahead of time, to recapture your inner youthful spirit, to allow yourself to shine, to find balance in your life. Okay, yes, I like that person, but I also like this about myself, so I'm going to work on myself until they figure out what the heck it is that they're doing, right? Well, they're going to come and give you a lot of attention, and there could even be the idea or the reality for some of love. With the red cloth falling into the background, it can represent engagement, but again, we have a little bit of a caution here in September that someone may be sneaky or have ulterior motives. Yes, in September, look at that, or October, I'm sorry, we have unrequited love. So you may be focused on building a firm foundation, but somebody came in, made you feel good, and now you're starting to realize, you know what, I'm going to have to be fair, just, and honest about this situation. I know I have justice in my favor, which is the major arcana, who's going to help for me to cut negative people, places, situations, circumstances, and environments out of my life path so that I can maintain that balance. So messages may come quickly, and it's like somebody may step back in your life from back in June, and they show up in October, and you're saying, you know, I built a firm foundation. I see this clearly for what it is not. And even though there may be attraction, there's just not enough to provide what I want. So in November, maybe you guys speak your truth to this person, or you go on to create new beginnings. This person, yeah, there could be marriage here in October, November. Some of you may have seen how far you've come and are wanting to create a new beautiful path ahead because of the experience you have learned. Be careful if someone's closed off, or if you're closed off financially, that will stagnate things and you won't be able to have this new beginning. If you are rushing into a situation trying to force anything and this person seems closed off emotionally, that's because they don't want to share what they have with you down deep in their soul. Don't focus too much on finances in November. Know that as you release the desire to hold on to finances. You can go and give to charity, help others, donate or something, and get the karmic energies back flowing your way because you've got new beginnings, right? At least you think you do. Now in December, again, we have you looking at things in one very elated, exciting perspective, and then someone else kind of having a completely different perspective. And you're over here focusing on your own path. You've got material and spiritual prosperity. So wow, big, beautiful, long-term things, even though things may be enduring you along the way when it comes to things of the heart. I think you guys are like the bear. You are looking for the other bear here, the two of you, to find a comfy place to connect and to be. That's the type of person Spirit's telling you, someone who equally gives and takes, who wants to care for you and love you, and who may give some of you a ring in December. That could be a gift. But again, for others of you who may be feeling alone, tied in your tower, trying to figure out what your heart is truly devoted to, you just need to get past whatever happened in the past with somebody and grow past that, as nature does, like the example with this tree card. There is an opportunity to create something long term. So it's a year of really planning for some of you, especially obviously if you're single, of thinking, okay, I'm not going to make the same mistakes of the past. I'm going to release those of my past who bring me negative energies. I'm going to stay positive and optimistic about my future because of the difficulties I've had to go through. And that's all awesome, because if you learn from it, you are done with that lesson. In a 3-card summary to my right, we have the beginning of the year, talking about some really ignited passion, but really taking the time to clearly decide what you want so Spirit can bring it in for you. Something has to be sacrificed. And what is it? It's the understanding that some of you guys are you're climbing to a higher level spiritually. You may have to cut away from something very quickly, abruptly, because you're shining like the sun in 2018. People are drawn to you in 2018. You're going to have a lot of power. So be careful with that wisdom and boredom in 2018. There's always a project to work on, something to focus on. In the middle of the 2018 year, it's time to disconnect. So you and someone else, or maybe you take a trip and you walk away and you decide in June, July-ish, July for sure, it's time to disconnect. It's time to go and connect out with others in the world. I don't believe you guys know the person that you're going to be meeting here in the middle of the year, but there is destiny tied to it, or the idea, something may be having to transpire to teach you something. So watch for signs of obstacles and challenges, because that's Spirit's way of saying that's not the right path. The right path is over here. So take a moment to retreat and think about a little bit of a different direction, because we're trying to guide you towards happiness, joy, peace, and contentment, right? So there's a little bit of worry here, or messages involving codependency. We are strong in our path. We can stand strong in our path this year, right, Taurus? Not needing to become addicted to a person, place, or situation, just needing to stand strong in our own path, to be what and who we were meant and sent here to be. So to close, they're speaking of a transformation. It's a spiritual transformation this year of growing stronger in who you are. It's a spiritual transformation of really taking and looking at the shadow side of yourself. We all have one. So we need to identify that and figure out how we can not do what we do to cause pain and anger in our life in 2017. Yes, you guys are gaining a lot of wisdom, and it's this wisdom that's bringing you into the light of understanding, of clarity about who you are. And then you can start to speak your truth and stand your ground about what you want. And that's going to be important. You're going to be attracting, for those who are single, definitely some people into your path, some that are good for you, some are not. Some are healing from an addictive situation or something that needs special assistance, guidance, help in some way. And know that if you just go with the flow and allow, these energies are available to you to make that work, that self-work, that rehab, whatever it is, work for you in the end of December, early January. So you can come out a much stronger person and you can finally head towards that rainbow of life. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting me throughout the entire year. Happy New Year to all of you. Take care and God bless.